I will now sign Senate Bill 1070.
With a stroke of a pen, Governor Jan Brewer signed into law one of the toughest immigration bills in the nation.
This right here is a live look at the state capitol right now, where protesters have remained vocal but calm, which was not the case for a moment this afternoon. This right here was the scene as a group started throwing water bottles after a fight broke out.
Tonight, we've got a team of reporters covering every angle of this story, from the lawmakers' reactions to protesters at the Capitol. Now let's get right to it. Around 1:30 this afternoon, Governor Brewer signed that immigration bill into law.
And you saw it live right here on CBS 5 News.
Today I am confident that we can move forward if the people of Arizona remain calm and understand what is in the bill and how it is going to affect them.
That law now makes it a state crime to be in Arizona illegally and allows police officers to ask for the immigration status of anyone they believe is in the U.S. illegally. It also allows you, Arizona citizens, to sue local police departments if you feel they're not enforcing this new law. Well, tempers have been heated on both sides of this issue.
And moments after the bill became law, a fight broke out between protesters and supporters over at the state capitol, with plastic water bottles, like you said, being thrown at police officers. Now we start our team coverage with Sarah Buttison at the Capitol. And Sarah, how are things out there at this hour?
As you can see behind me, there are still protesters here at the Capitol tonight. It has been a constant day of protests, sometimes loud, but usually peaceful, although this afternoon, soon after the governor signed the bill, things did get out of hand.
And we need additional units to block off this traffic.
A vocal counter-protester was being led away by police when students started throwing bottles at him. Police took down one bottle thrower. That sparked a near riot that led to protesters fighting with each other on Jefferson, south of the Capitol lawn. Some throwing bottles, the rest begging for peace. We are right. 70 was signed. Hundreds of protesters rallied, some chanting "Shame on you" to Governor Brewer. A small group of supporters waved flags and sang "America the Beautiful." Things definitely got tense between the two groups. Check out the interaction we caught on camera.
We took this country. We pushed the Mexicans back.
You stole it, but that's okay.
We did. We thought about it. And we won. You lost.
God bless you, okay?
Thank you.
I understand that, what they're talking about, but, it's like, if my mom came here, yeah, illegally, but, I'm a citizen. I was born here. I don't know any different.
It's time that they went home and tried to come back here the legal way.
Again, most of the protests here today have been peaceful, and as you can see behind me, they are still continuing tonight here at the Capitol. Live at the state capitol, Sarah Buttison, CBS 5 News.
A lot of emotions on both sides. Thanks, Sarah.
Well, the heated debate over immigration is far from over, especially from state lawmakers on both sides of the issue. CBS 5's Jason Berry is live at the state capitol with that part of the story. He's been there all day. Jason, what's the latest?
This issue is split pretty much right down party lines. Republicans say we're finally taking a stand against illegal immigration, while Democrats insist this law sends the wrong message. Now today, all eyes were on Governor Jan Brewer as she held a news conference to sign Senate Bill 1070. Minutes later, lawmakers were scrambling to speak out and voice their opinions. Senator Russell Pierce, the sponsor of the bill, said this was a good day for Arizona, while Democrats claim that this immigration law will not only create fear among Hispanics, it will hurt tourism and business in Arizona.
Well, I think that we will definitely take a hit. I've already received word from I've heard that some groups that were planning to come and do conferences and conventions here are reconsidering because they have large Latino populations, and just the fear that will be escalated as a result of the passage of this legislation.
I just talked to businesses yet. I had several calls from businesses, Sidney Hay and others, that said they're willing to stand say that's not true. People love to come to a state that they feel is safe. Arizona will be a safer state.
Democrats are also convinced that once this law is challenged, it will be overturned because they say it is unconstitutional. Reporting live from the state capitol, Jason Berry, CBS 5 News.
Yeah, certainly more to come on this. Thanks, Jason.
Well, we have seen the protests over at the state capitol and heard what lawmakers had to say. Now, we also hit the streets to hear what people in favor of the bill are saying tonight. And our Kara Lou is live with that side of the story. And Kara, just by monitoring my Twitter account, people have been coming in for and against this bill all afternoon long. What have you heard?
Well, absolutely. Seeing down here at the state capitol, we really only saw about 24 people here who are in support of the bill, but we did find quite a few others in Central Phoenix.
I'm pleased that Jan Brewer signed the bill, and I hope that people don't get too worked up about it, but we had to do something.
I knew it would come to this, unfortunately. I don't think it's the best thing, but without really protecting the border as it should be, I don't know what else you're going to do.
Given that it's enforced the law, that aspect of it, it's a good thing. We'll just have to see how it's implemented. As long as it's implemented in a respectful manner and it doesn't have any consequences to citizens, then it should be fine.
I think that something has to be done. I think that the federal government has not stepped up and done their part in helping to secure our borders. It's a very tough issue, it's a very divisive issue, and I feel compassion for the people.
And back here live at the state capitol, a number of the supporters of the bill who were down here showing their support, they were members of the Greater Phoenix Tea Party. We're live. Carol Liu, CBS 5 News.
Okay, thanks for that live report, Carol.
We also caught up with Phoenix Mayor Phil Gordon and interim county attorney Rick Romley about today's signing of the law.
Extreme disappointment that the governor caved to the extremists and to likes of Russell Pierce and Joe Arpaio, that clearly she knows that this is a harmful bill for the state.
I do not see it as clearly unconstitutional. I have significant issues with it. Don't misunderstand me, but I don't see it as clearly unconstitutional at this time.
Well, if you would like to watch Governor Jan Brewer's entire speech, we put it on our website for you. Just go to kpho.com. You'll find the video on our homepage.
Pinal County Sheriff Paul Babu stopped by our station today to tell us what he thinks about the new immigration law.
Our primary concern is to keep people safe and to also use our lawful purpose. And to get to that point is not just, we're not stopping on the street and say, hey, are you a U.S. citizen or are you from another country? That's not how we roll. That's not how we do business. And this is where the fear has been planted that that's what's going to happen. And that's not what we do.
Now, critics warn one of the biggest problems with the new law is that crime will increase. Coming up tonight at 10, we asked more tough questions. Find out what Sheriff Babu says will happen to an illegal immigrant who calls the cops for help. Well, apparently, Congressman Raul Grijalva's opposition to the immigration bill didn't sit well with somebody. The Democrat closed his offices in Tucson and in Yuma at noon today after receiving several violent, racially charged threats over the phone. Some of the callers even made death threats. Grijalva says his staff and his constituents shouldn't have to deal with stuff like that. Meanwhile, last night, Border Patrol agents busted a U-Haul packed with 67 suspected illegal immigrants. Deputies stopped the truck about 20 miles north of the border near the town of Elfrida. The driver and the passenger took off into the desert. They were not caught. Deputies say the people inside the U-Haul were crammed inside.
In weather this evening, we do have a few clouds out there right now. Temperatures about 10 to 15 degrees below normal for this time of the year, but I do think that we will clear out tonight. So clear skies in the forecast, sunshine tomorrow, and coming up, we'll be talking about that weekend warm-up.
Chris, and we'll catch you up on other Valley news after the break, including the latest on a 15-year-old girl found dead, police say, at the hands of her ex-boyfriend.
And most teen drivers do it texting while behind the wheel, but not like this. Coming up, how bumper cars taught these teens a valuable lesson.